Hare Krishna, Mohan Rupa Prabhu and the devotees associated with your temple, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripasandubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So on your request, Mohan Rupa Prabhu, I'm going to attempt to say something which may inspire the devotees there to distribute Bhagavatam says for the Bhadra Purnima. And you asked me to also speak a little bit about my insignificant self. So I'm a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, currently serving in the temple in Krishna Life, Atlanta. Last year, by the mercy of the Guru and Gauranga, I was used as an instrument of Bhakti Vikas Maharaj to distribute 1,176 Bhagavatam sets on the streets of America. And just recently, I broke the world record for the 9th time, where I distributed 5,035 books in a day, which included 55 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, all to Americans and non-Indians. So that was, I'm sorry, I had to say that on your request. So it's a very amazing thing that devotees these days are now trying to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam sets. It's a very big deal. It may seem daunting, it may seem like a challenge, and one may ask, how are we going to do this? How would we do this? So my question when someone usually asks me how we're going to distribute Bhagavatam sets is, how do you distribute a small book? How do you distribute a Bhagavad Gita? It's the same thing. You need to have the faith that this can be done. The Bhagavatam has to be distributed. Because Srila Prabhupada said he wants every gentleman to have a full set of Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita in their home. In order for us to do this, we need to be focused on quite a few things in our spiritual life. We need to be focused on the principles laid down. One, Srila Prabhupada was talking to Tripurari Maharaj, who he called the incarnation of book distribution at the time, and he asked him, so Tripurari Maharaj, how is book distribution going? And he told Srila Prabhupada, wherever we go, devotees are asking us about the techniques about book distribution. So Srila Prabhupada asked him, what are you telling them? What's the technique? So he told, well, Srila Prabhupada, the technique is that we have to rise before 4 a.m., we have to chant our 16 rounds very attentively, we have to read your books, we have to study them very deeply, and we should only eat Krishna Prasadam. And Prabhupada said, yes, this is our technique. We should be pure devotees of the rules and regulations as laid down by Rupa Goswami. Prabhupada says something along these lines. So we must be very careful to have a very good sadhana. We should chant 16 good attentive rounds. We should chant like our life depends on it. If you really want to distribute Bhagavatam sets, you need to live, breathe, and eat Srimad Bhagavatam book distribution. You need to do it. There's no questions about this actually. And one must be very careful to follow the principles laid down by the previous acharyas as to how they can further increase their Krishna consciousness. One of the things the Lord Chaitanya says twice in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vishaira Anna Kaile Malin Habe Man, Malin Anna Kaile Nahi Krishna Smaran. And this is there twice. I'm going to read a small section of this from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Antya-lila chapter 6, text number 278, where the translation is, I just quoted the verse, when one eats food offered by a materialistic man, one's mind becomes contaminated. When the mind is contaminated, one is unable to think of Krishna properly. And the purport, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur suggests that people who are materialistically inclined and Sahaja, so-called Vaishnavas, take everything very casually, are both Vishayis or materialists. Eating food cooked by them causes contamination, and as a result of such contamination, even a serious devotee becomes like a materialistic man. So, over here, and then Prabhupada goes on to say that association changes the transcendental devotional service of Lord Krishna into sense gratification. And when sense gratification enters the mind of the devotee, he is contaminated. The materialistic person who aspires after sense gratification cannot properly think of Krishna. So the first thing is, whatever you're eating, make sure it's only cooked by devotees who are chanting 16 rounds, who are following the 4 regulative principles, who are not watching television, who are not watching all this garbage. Go look in your kitchen. See what the cook is doing. See what the cook is doing, because it really depends a lot upon what the cook is doing. Make sure that whatever you're eating is only Krishna Prasadam. This makes a big difference. Actually, it makes a huge difference. That's why I give most of the credit for the book distribution in Krishna Life Atlanta to the cooks, because they are practicing strictly and we are eating. Krishna says, Yagya Shishtashana Santo Mushante Sarvakil Vishahi Bhujanteti Dagam Papa Ye Pachanti Atma Karanat. A person must be willing to only eat foodstuffs offered in Yagya. So be very conscious about what you're eating. Make sure you're chanting good rounds. Make sure you're reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. And don't think of it as a one-time thing or a two-time thing. A Bhagavatam can be distributed anytime, anywhere to anyone. There were recently devotees from Hungary, Budapest. Maybe you heard of Budapest. the capital of Hungary. They came over here to learn Bhagavatam distribution from us. And recently they came, we taught them how to distribute Bhagavatam sets, and now they've gone back to Hungary and they themselves are distributing Bhagavatam sets. This Srimad Bhagavatam distribution and this book distribution is a life and soul of Srila Prabhupada's movement. It's the life and soul of a great devotee like His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, who has disappeared from our manifest vision. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 28, text number 50, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, similarly, a devoted disciple of the spiritual master would rather die with the spiritual master than fail to execute the order of the spiritual master's mission. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes down upon this earth to re-establish the principles of religion, so His representatives, the spiritual master, also comes to re-establish religious principles. It is the duty of the disciples to take charge of the mission of the spiritual master and execute it properly. Otherwise, the disciples should decide to die along with the spiritual master. In other words, to execute the will of the spiritual master, the disciple should be prepared to lay down his life and abandon all personal considerations. So, my humble request to everyone is kindly abandon all your bogus personal whatever considerations there may be. Your personal considerations, oh, it's like this, oh, it's like that. You must learn to get off the mental platform and get to do what needs to be done. You're one of the most popular temples in the whole of India. You have a great reputation for yourself. You're living in a city populated with a lot of people who have a lot of money. There is no question as to how you cannot distribute Bhagavatam. How do you need to do it? The secret is to be fired up. You need to be enthusiastic. You need to beat your mind every day. Bhratravyam enam adabra viryam. Upekshaya yeditam apramatah. Guror harer charanopasanasro jahi vyalikam swayamatma mosha. There's a very amazing verse in the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and there we are advised to pick upon the weapon of Guror harer charanopasanasro, the weapon of service to Guru and Hari. So that is the most important thing. Forget all your personal considerations. You may be a housewife. Who cares? You have friends you can call up. You can call up all your friends and sell them Bhagavatam sets. My dear Godbrother Mahotsaha Prabhu, he was doing this in India. So many things. If there is a will, there is a way. God helps those who help themselves. So we must learn to do this. We must learn to push forward, break through our mental barriers and do it and get it done. If Americans who are beef eaters, who've never heard of Krishna, who have no inclination for Krishna consciousness, are inspired to take Srimad Bhagavatam sets for $300 each, what is your problem? Why can't you go and distribute a Bhagavatam set to anyone? Get off the mental platform. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're just going to say no. So what? You're going to please your guru. You're going to please Srila Prabhupada. You're going to please the previous acharyas. You're going to please the entire Guru Parampara just by trying. And the more you try, the closer you get to success. We must rather die trying than not try at all. What is the use of living if you're not giving this an honest shot? Why Bhadra Purnima? Do it every day of your life. But maybe at least you can start with it. All these campaigns that we have, the Bhadra Purnima campaign, this campaign, that it's just an excuse to get out the door and distribute the Bhagavatams. And I'll warn you, the minute you distribute your first Bhagavatam set, you will not be able to stop. You will become mad. You will have to read the books. You'll have to explain the books. This is what you will need to do. So go ahead and do it. Because Srila Prabhupada didn't come and write all these books so we can all just be a bunch of sissies who are too scared to distribute books. No. We need to actually get our act together and go out and do the needful. Srila Prabhupada writes, this Krishna consciousness movement is an invitation for all young men and women to come and sacrifice their life for the highest cause. So we should come and do this. This is the highest thing that needs to get done. And by doing so, we will certainly be able to please the predecessor acharyas. And what else is a higher pleasure than that? Toma vina ke ache amar. What else is higher than this? Who is our beloved except for Srila Prabhupada? Who is our beloved? Who is there? Who is there who's done more of a favor to us than Srila Prabhupada? So we should distribute Srila Prabhupada's books, fulfill his order. We simply have to read Srila Prabhupada's books, distribute Srila Prabhupada's books, and live by Srila Prabhupada's books. This is Prabhupada's mission. So please kindly take this upon yourself and don't be a fool, don't be a sissy. Go out there and do the real thing. The real thing is at least trying. If you're not able to do it yourself, at least help those who are trying to do it. But don't give yourself too many excuses. The mind will eternally give you reasons as to why to not distribute the Bhagavatam. But beat the mind. Beat the mind with a shoe when you wake up. Listen to the order of the spiritual master. Go out and distribute this Bhagavatam. And I look forward to hearing your bookstore soon. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.